This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at Wembley. We're not here for a Sky Sports press conference, we're here for a BT Sport press conference. But I am joined by Sky Sports' Adam Smith. How are you, Adam? It's been ages since I've seen you.
It's so long, Umar. It's been what a month it's been. A fantastic February of boxing, some great shows. Exhausted, I think, probably from it. We got terrific numbers for all three shows and some great action, and it's fantastic to be back in the sunshine on Sky Sports. Obviously it was a bitter end to the night in Scotland for Jack Catchell and his team and many others, but look, that will rumble on, and we're here today for Tyson Fury and no Dillian Whyte showing up, our old friend from Sky Sports, and that's a shame. I'd like to have seen him, but it's a big show, and we want to certainly be talking about it, despite the fact we've got our own business. We're back at Wembley Arena in a few weeks' time with Richard Riakporhe. We've got a show in Newcastle. There's lots more coming up on Sky. We've got obviously many more sort of top-ranked fights coming across the pond, one this weekend. But Brad Jacobs and Todd DeBerth, they're working on this show, so yeah, there's a little more connection maybe than normal. But for me, it's a case of coming down, seeing Tyson. I'm really pleased Tyson Fury's fighting back on home soil. It's a big night, April 23rd, and we'll be watching it.
Let's start with this, so no Dillian Whyte today. There was strong rumours about that. Frank even said that they'd get the private jet out for him, but there were other reasons Dillian gave for not coming today. Your reaction for Dillian not turning up to the press conference? Obviously you worked with him loads before, and he's always done press.
Of course he has, and it can only be mind games, contractual, financial. I don't know whether they want to. It's not that they want to keep him in Portugal. I mean, if they offered the private jet and stuff, there was a conscious decision, not to turn up here. I'm disappointed. I'd like to have seen him and the team, of course. We know them well. I'd like to have seen him again and Tyson, as everyone would have done, sort of up close and personal, and that's part of the promotion. I think Tyson sort of hit the nail on the head when he said, look, when you're looking back at this, if this is your destiny or your legacy, and your kids are going to say, well, where were you at the press conferences? But maybe this is the battle plan, to stay away, to turn up on fight week and just do what he has to do, which is the most important thing, be there on April the 23rd and attempt to become the world heavyweight champion. This is the fight he's called for. This is the fight he wants. I'm delighted he's got the chance, and let's see what he can do in the ring, because that's what matters at the end of the day.
Okay. In terms of the pay-per-view, we know it's exclusive in the UK to BT Sport box office, but will there be red button access through Sky Sports? So essentially you can buy the BT Sport box office via the Sky platform?
Umar, it's not my domain. I'm not involved in those sort of decisions. What I do know is that obviously there is a carriage. There's BT sit on our Sky platform. So we've also obviously got our promotional partners, not just Ben and Boxer, who I work with and talk about all the time, but Top Rank. We just had Todd DeBerth, Brad Jacobs is here, Todd DeBerth, Carl Moretti, and the whole team were over at the weekend. So obviously they're in the Tyson Fury business, and although Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte's on BT box office, it's a fight that we'll certainly talk about. So we'll talk about it, and it will be talked about on Sky Sports News, and if there's that access, then there's that access. So it's not a Sky Sports box office night, and it won't have our team, the Sky Sports team, working on that side of things. But it's a fight for the British public, and it's a fight that we certainly want to talk about. And however it's worked out, whether there's red buttons, there's whatever the price mark is not my business or my domain, Umar. But what I do know is that we'll be talking about it, and when there's news, we're not shying away from this or any other big fight that's out there, even if it's not on a Sky Sports show or Sky Sports box office. But it does sit on our platform, so there is a relationship there, and we'll make sure that we talk about it on Sports News if we're not sort of pushing it like we would a Sky Sports box office show, because obviously Sky Sports box office is an exclusive platform, and it's Ben's platform and it's Boxers, so they're on it now. We had it with Eddie for years, and I'm sure there were situations like this before, but ultimately I want to talk about the fights. I want to talk about the news, and that's the news is that Dillian's not here today, and we've got a good fight on April 23rd, and it just adds to a wonderful time for boxing at the moment, despite the decision on Saturday night.
Okay, but I do want to carry on with the theme of pay-per-view. Can you give us any indication about how Khan-Brook did, please, Adam?
It was north of $500,000, Umar, so we're very pleased about that. Excellent business for us. Obviously, the box office buys take time to come in, but yeah, I mean, I've heard all sorts of different rumours out there, but we're very pleased with it. It was definitively north of 500,000, and that's excellent. To add that to in a different sort of light, to add that to the Sky Sports figures, which were $1 million for Eubank and 900,000 for Taylor Cattrall. We're very, very pleased with our February. It goes to show that we are the leading platform for sport in this country, and boxing is still a major part of us. And although we don't have that big stable that Eddie had with Matchroom, we are building a stable. It's early days. I'm delighted with what Ben's brought so far. I'm delighted with what we've managed to come up with. The team's working together fantastically well. More announcements coming, more shows, and also was very proud of Ben, the way he spoke on Saturday night as a promoter and from the heart. The fact that he was embarrassed by what happened, and I think that's a really good sign. I've been very, very impressed with Ben Shalom, and continuing our work on a daily basis as we look to build. We've not got everything, but we're trying, and we've got a growing but select stable of very different characters and fighters, and we keep our eye on everything else. The Lawrence Okoli night at the weekend, and well done to Galal Yafai, and who's made that decision to go with Eddie, and that's fantastic. We've spoken to Galal a lot, wished him well. I think it's really good for the sport that there's so much competition and so many different outlets, but we're in the Sky business, and we concentrate on what we do, and that is Sky Sports box office. But obviously, when there's a big fight like this, even if it's on BT, we're going to talk about it.
Well, over $1 million for Eubank Williams, over 500k buys for Khan-Brook, and 900,000 views for Taylor Cattrall. You have to be seeing that as a success, Adam.
Yeah, we are. We're very pleased with what's happened on February. We very much feel like we're on the front foot now. However, we always look to improve. We always look to try and make cards better and more competitive and more exciting. But we have got only a certain amount of fighters. We are starting from scratch in many ways in the UK. Top rank help, and we've had the Inoues and the Crawfords and the Michaela Mayers and so much coming from the States already. So many fantastic nights. But with what we've done with Boxer in just a short space of time, I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's outstanding. The fact that Ben and John Wish and their great team there, Baz, they're fantastic. They all are, and we've got a good. Really, really good sort of feeling back on Sky Sports. Everyone's excited about the future, and we're very pleased with where we're going. But it's build, Umar. There's a long way to go.
Right, you've got 2 minutes left till you have to go on Sky, so I'm going to run through this. Last one on pay-per-view, I promise. Dazn announced they'll be doing their first pay-per-view shows in America with Canelo Alvarez. Your reaction to that?
Well, listen, Canelo's not a cheap fighter, is he? He's a very expensive fighter. He's the hottest commodity in many ways, and that's their business. If they feel that they've got to take it to that next level, then they need to do that. We went on to a Sky box office back in 1996. It's part of our business. We have some shows on Sky Sports and some sparkling ones on box office. If they feel Canelo is right now to be on a pay-per-view platform, then that's their business, and it's obviously what they need to do. Canelo's a star fighter, and that's how they feel that they need to go with Dazn in America at the moment. Obviously, as always, I'll be watching Canelo with interest, and I love watching him, and they've got a prize fighter there.
Are you surprised they've gone down the pay-per-view route?
Not overly. I just think that it was probably a natural progression. Ultimately, it's their business, and they're a streaming service, and they've got huge amounts of money and a big stable, and it's up to them what they do in the way that they want to go. I think I've said it before, I was very pleased Joe Markowski contacted me before the Khan-Brook fight to wish us well. I wish them well. They're all pals of mine, Eddie, Frank, Joe, and they've got their business over the other side now, but we're all watching, and good show at the O2, but we're concentrating on what we do, and we think we're putting fantastic shows out on our platform. Eddie left our platform, Ben's got the keys, and I think he's utilising those keys pretty well, and very excited about the future, but we'll be watching everything that Dazn do and that BT do too.
Adam, you've got to go to Sky, so thank you very much, all right? No problem. Thank you.